say on the whole, they're very receptive to it. And most of them have this innate sense that it impacts them, you know, that this is an issue that's up and coming and it's only going to get worse, and it's going to be on their laps eventually to deal with. And I've also found that they really have a strong sense of empathy and that kind of intergenerational justice idea that the people that are being worst affected by it are not the people that were causing it. It was a lot sort of from their grandparents and parents' generation that gave them this problem to deal with. I mean, there's always some schools that you go to where there's some students that have heard for one reason or another that this is a political issue, or that they, you know, it's a hoax or whatever, and so they come into it really standoffish and skeptical. But generally, they get it, and they both want to learn more about it, but then they also want to move straight to solutions and what they can do about it. And again, it totally depends on the school and the region. So some places, it's no problem at all, and they welcome me with open arms. They say, yeah, we teach this in our classes, and we know that this is this, you know, consensus scientific view that climate change is happening and caused by people, and we're not controversial at all. And then there's places that we can't go at all because they just won't call me back or won't email me back, and I have no luck getting in there. And then, like, I was at Carson High on Tuesday, and there's kind of borderline, so the administration gave their okay, but it could only be for science classes. Other classes weren't invited, and if the teachers didn't want to come, they could opt out. And if students in the individual classes didn't want to come, they could also opt out. So they had to have all these caveats, and the administration has even said, you know, we understand that this is good science, and we want you to come, but we don't want to deal with the backlash from parents potentially, so they just have to leave those options open. Right. Yeah, so it varies. But I'm going to Fernley High School next month, and that's kind of out there, and they're psyched to have me. I've been twice now. So we say that we are about the science. You know, like, that's what we are. We're a climate science education organization, so we're non-political. We're a 501(c)(3). We don't express political views. We don't hold political views. It's all about science education and then giving students opportunities to take action and get involved. And so we make that really clear. And we have a science advisory board that has quite a few really reputable scientists on it, and they have gone through our presentation with a fine-tooth comb, totally, you know, vetted it, made sure it's solid. And when we deliver the presentation, it is completely scripted, and it's synced up with what's happening on the screen. So you have to be, you know, you can't just sort of go off on a tangent. You stick with the script, and everything in there comes with the science, like a actual published paper reference backing it up. And my job being part educator and then part team scientist, that's part of my job, is to make sure everything that we're saying is factual. And I've never actually had anyone want to look at it and like go through and challenge us on any of the points, but it's just a great thing, a tool to have to say we've got a script and it's solid. I mean, these are published papers. So if it was a local project, I think it'd be so cool for the class to, you know, either at the beginning or at the end, have that scientist even come into their classroom and meet the students and like be the face of the person that did the research and be able to kind of tell them, because a lot of climate change research comes from in the field, and so, you know, you get to go cool places and you have adventures that happen along the way, and so I think seeing that kind of the process behind it would be cool for students also.